Good afternoon, my name is Uldis. Because a lot of troubles with Windows images inside of the EVE, which are improperly converted from VBox or VMware, VMDK hard drives, I decided to record this video. In this video I will show you how to properly create own customized Windows image, which will be ready and would be used for all your EVE labs in the future, and actually your needs. You can install any tool on them and prepare for further use. Okay, I'm going to start and will show you how to install and prepare the Windows 7 image. Very similar is creating is actually procedure is for Windows Server or Linux host. Let me start. So here is our website, and I'm just uploaded the new how-to, and it is how to create the Windows host for on the EVE. Okay, so let's start. So create a new image directory. So what we need for that? So we will need the original Windows installation ISO distro. This is necessary because it is the best way if you're installing directly from ISO. So this machine will be particularly created on your EVE and will be ready and will be the best. So what I'm going to do, make directory for your new image. Okay, in my case it is Win7 test. Yeah, it's the names of the folders which will be created for Windows you can find as well. The QEMU image namings here. If you are running down, you can see that the folder will stop Win hyphen and something else. Okay, I'm going back to how to. Is my Windows host. Okay, let's start. So what do we need? Create the directory for our Windows. Okay, I'm going to CLI. So here we are, and I'm just copy. Yeah, it's bad. You can choose your own name here. That's some details to that. It doesn't matter. Okay, created. The next one, use SCP or FileZilla SFTP protocol or SCP to upload this distro ISO image to the newly created directory. Correct path is here. Okay, let's go. So I'll grab my server and open up. Okay, here we are. Now, to find out on the right side, it is not root, it is an options. UnitLab, add-ons, QEMU, and let's find the newly created directory, WinTest7. Here is it, Win7 test. Okay, and I have the distro ISO image, which is here, and I'm just copying, drag and drop. Okay, it will take a time, just a bit, and I'll be back. So let's check. My image should be copied. Here is it. Yeah, that's right. And next step. So we are going to use CLI, and I'm going to the right path. So let me just grab. So CD option UnitLab add-ons, QEMU and Win7 test. Okay. With command ls, you can check that your ISO image is here. Right, and the next step is we have to rename original name of this ISO distro to the CD-ROM ISO. So I'm going to copy, but be sure that this name just be sure that this name is your distro name, not mine. Okay, I'm going to Control C and okay, we are converting. Done. If you are looking ls now, and you can see that we have, instead of original name, we have CD-ROM ISO. Cool. Next step, we so we are on this directory, so this step is probably not necessary now, and just be sure that you are in correct path, and we are creating the new HDA hard drive. So I expect that it could take, it's up to 30 gigabytes, but let me tell you, when we are creating this hard drive, it is actually like a container. It will not be a 30 gigabytes, but it can be expanded until the 30 gigs. I'm just giving it, but actually after the installation you will see that your Windows 7 image will be approximately like a 5 or 6 gigs only. But it is like reserved space, but it is not taken from your EVE hard drive. just a container. And so I'm going to create this hard drive. So Control C, and again I'm going to create. Okay, enter. Done. If we are checking now with ls, and you can see that we have two files inside, the CD-ROM and ISO, so CD-ROM ISO and hard drive, which can be expanded on up to 30 gigs. Next step, we are going to create new lab and add new created Win7 test node. Okay, I'm going to my Eve and new lab, and let's say Win7 node creation. Okay, good. Save. So here we are, and only two things we need. So we are adding the node on the screen, which is Windows, which we just creating. It will be Win7 test, right? It's here for a better and faster installation, but later you can reduce this RAM, so just giving the 8 gigs. Okay, save. Here we are, the Windows host is here. By default, yeah, so when we are starting to install, be sure that VNC, later during the process I will show you how to use an RDP to install properly. So the next step is to add a network. Network will be your Cloud 0. Usually it is reachable from the internet, so in your case it will be Cloud 0, and IP address will be taken from your management subnet, which is your Eve subnet. Okay, in my case I'm having Cloud 1, I believe. Yeah, so it is subnet 97 for me, but your case will be Cloud 0. Okay, so just connecting. Okay, and we are ready to start. I'm starting the Windows machine. Start and open up, and VNC session is opens, and you can see that the CD-ROM is starting to work, and actually this process is simple Windows installation, the regular one, how the Windows is installing. So I'm going to pause a bit. When it will prompt, I will very quickly will show you what I'm doing, and we'll be back. First installation of Windows starting, like regular one, PC or something. Here we are, so regular settings like you do in any Windows installation. So I'm saying next, install, depends of your distro image. So I'm choosing Windows 7 Professional here. It is 64 bits, accept. Okay. Custom, I'm choosing the custom because we have not formatted this drive. So, and I'm going to new partition will be created, apply the whole disk. If you wish, you can split, of course, but better to leave. And the format the main partition. All right, it's going to format, and we are ready to start next, and the Windows installation starts. I'm going to pause. Almost done. It is a first restart. So I'm going to restart. Pause. Here, when he is asking hit any key to boot from CD, don't do that. He will automatically goes to boot from hard drive. So this is the first start of Windows. I'm going to pause. Takes time. So Windows is completing installation. Another restart before it's going to the first boot. So this is classical installation of the Windows. You have to know it. Here we are. So type username. It will be user, for example. Let me user. Okay. Next. Standard settings. Password. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Some hint. Test. All right. Next, product key. I will skip it. Yeah, it's because if you have a key, you can do it. Recommended or ask me later. Yeah, it's because of no time to show you the full upgrades. So it will be public network, for example. It is classical Windows installation only. Here we go. So Windows is installed, and you can see this is a fresh Windows installed here. So you can tune it. as you like. Yeah, so you can use an internet to download or make updates, to install your preferred applications like VPN clients, PuTTY, or maybe TFTP you need, or something else. So whatever you need, you can do here. So desktop. Change the common items. Yeah, it's if you wish, let's say the computer control panel to be visible. Everything what you do now will be saved as your default Windows template. Yeah, it's a small icons. For example, properties, toolbars. I can't remember. It's actually, yeah, it's use small bars, small icons. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, good. And now let's go back and check. So Windows is installed, and per your needs you can install everything you need, because if you have an access to the internet, you can download everything. So install Windows, customize as you need. That's we did. Options. If you like the RDP on the Eve, and how to do it for RDP. Let's go to do it. So okay. So classical way. We are going to properties and remote settings. So look at this. I'm allowing the properties and saying apply. Okay, good. The next step, we have to check if the RDP session will be allowed for public. So I'm going to control panel. Category smaller is better for me. Windows Firewall here. And advanced settings. Advanced and the inbound rules, and let's scroll down and check where is the remote desktop. Scroll remote desktop, remote assistance. Where is the remote desktop? It's here. It's probably in Windows 7. We have all allowed for RDP, and we can check a scope if there is allowed any IP address. It is. So we can try to test now if I have an access to RDP, to be sure that you configure it. So let me grab CMD and ipconfig to check what IP address it has. 9770. Let's try to check to test now. So and the IP address is 17. Let's go connect. Yeah, and we have user and we have a password test123. All right. Yeah. It's a little bit slowness today. It's to my remote server, so I'm going to pause then. But it started to open, and you can see that our RDP session opens to our Windows host. Yeah, here we are. So here I left my Windows, and you can see that we have an RDP session to our Windows host. Perfect. So I'm closing now, and the next step. So option about RDP we did, and very important that you finish installation to shut down properly the VM. So what I'm going to do. So here we are, test123. Okay. So I'm logging back to the Windows from VNC. And I'm saying that it will be, come on, shut down. This is important, guys, because if you simply boot, will do power off this machine, and next boot it will say you let's boot from safe mode and so on. So it is important point that you are closing properly. So force yes, shut down. You can check here, so it is highlighted in blue, and when it will shut down properly it will stay to gray. Okay, going to pause. Here we are. So machine is stayed to gray, so this Windows is not in use anymore. So machine is ready to start to prepare as your image, as your permanent image. So let's go next. What I have to do next. So finish installation properly, shut down we did. On the Eve lab, left lab details. This is very important point. Okay, and now we have to get UUID number of our lab. So let's go and check. So lab details, and this number is where is your image currently saved. So I'm going to Control C, and for further use I'm copying that out. Okay, next one, command convert the image. So we have to convert your created just installed image to convert for your further use as a permanent. So I'm copying out this line. So let me copy it here, and look at this. I'm changing properly this one, lab UUID here, right? Done. So Control C now, and going to CLI, and I'm saying that I would like to convert, and enter. Convert process starts. It is big image, and it will take 10, 15, maybe even more time. It depends what you have installed on your Windows machine. So I'm going to pause, but I can show you how it is happening and where it's going. You can see from here that it's grab our installed image from our lab and sending it to temporary directory which is en route, and I can show you how it looks. If you are going to connect an SCP inside of my Eve, okay, and you're gonna see temporary directories here, and if you are open, you're gonna see the HDA QCOW image is appearing, right? And if I'm pressing refresh, you're gonna see that it's raising up, right? So you have to be sure that you have plenty of space in your hard drive to do this operation. So it is converting image which will be used in a future. So I'm going to pause. When it will finish, I'll be back. When image conversation will be done, it will be prompt like in a root ng. So it will just prompt and will signalize for you that it is done. So I'm back, and you can see that the console are going to the prompt, so the conversation is finished. If you are going inside of the VNSCP, you can see refresh, and you can see the image, installed image, is only 3.4 GB large. Right? It is not a 30 like I mentioned before. We created an encapsulation actually container for this image is 30 gigs, but the actual image is 3.4 gigabytes. So the last step left, so we converted. Yeah, it's about the pod number. In your case, it will be, if you are using the admin user, it will be 0. In my case, my Uldis, I'm logged in my Eve, and user is Uldis, I'm assigned to the pod 10. In your case, it could be a other number. Let me show you. If you are going close lab, okay, it's in. If you are going to management of users, you can see that all this is here, and the pod number is 10. That's why this number is 10. Okay, so that's why it's used at 10. All right, we are going back to our lab, and the last step left. Move. Now we just converted our image for further use. It is placed actually located in TMP directory, and we are going to replace image inside of the image folder here. So I'm going to copy this command, Control C, CLI again. So I'm just saying okay, it is moved, and last step is to left to remove the CD-ROM installation CD-ROM from the your working directory, actually from image directory. So I'm going to CD again in my just follow this. That's it. This directory will be your name as you name it. Yes, just follow them. So, okay, and remove the CD-ROM as well. So done. And if we are going to ls, we can check that only HDA QCOW is here. So let's test now. So I'm adding now the only newly created node. Windows, we created just a Windows test. Okay, so I'm leaving the RAM 4 now only. Okay, and save, and let's start. That's an interesting. By default, this console is VNC, but I'm going to change to RDP now. Okay, and I'm starting my node. And let's wait. RDP will start work only when the node is fully booted. So I'm going to wait some 3 or 4 minutes, and I'll be back when it works. So some couple of minutes are gone, and so I'm going to connect to my node with RDP, and look at this. So different account, and we have a user and we have a password, test123. Let's go. And here we go. So this is your Windows 7 RDP session to your lab node. And RDP is actually a very good one, because you can copy sometimes if you left some files, yeah, it's something like that, or maybe forgot to install, you can just simply copy and paste to your host inside here, and you're gonna see that I copied a file from my local PC to the Eve host. Well, I think it is benefit for you, and happy lobbing. Thank you for viewing.